Right then guys, good evening and welcome to round number 3 of the GR3. Go Fudge yourself insurance. This is the top tier, and yes, it is the one and only and the legendary offers in the commentary box for this evening, and we are here at Interlargos, Brazil, for what should be an absolute amazing night of racing. And yes, I am on a new headset, but hopefully you guys can hear me very well and very clear as well. Obviously, you know, a lot has happened since last week at Le Mans, where famous race win for Casper, followed by Scott Dalby, who's currently on screen. The pit stops were timed to perfection, and it was almost a 3-horse race between Casper and of course Scott, and of course Daniel, aka Damien Black, for basically for the victory. And it seemed there was a lot of cars pushing on and trying to get maximum out of their fuel tanks. They were slowly running out of fuel towards the end. But yes, we are here at Interlargos in Brazil for round number 3 of the championship, and it is going to be crucial. It's probably going to be epic as well, and probably some amazing action this evening, because you know the GR3 cars are fantastic. We've got Lee Fitzy also in the Jaguar, so obviously, you know, I'm not going to make any bold predictions as of yet, because it'll be very interesting to see how well people do. And obviously certain people around here may have a slight advantage, may certain cars work well. It all depends on certain other bits and pieces as well within the time frame and timing of them pit stops to perfection, because at Le Mans the pit stops were going down to the wire and people were chasing quite some substantial amount of trying to chase the chasing pack is what I mean, but it seems to be very close. So we'll have a look who's here and who isn't at the moment. So Craig Thomas, the real Osman, currently in his Aston Martin, just parked up at turn number 1. Then obviously Lee Fitzy, then you got Scott Dalby. Obviously, you know, Scott knows how to try and win a race. He was that close last week at Le Mans. I had him down as one of my top 3s, and the drivers that really impressed me last week. Then you got Chris Wheatley, then you got Samper, so the Audi is also going to be performing. We'll see how well that does this evening. Seems to be a bit uncertainty with the Audi R8. It seems to be having a good fuel tank, but then it just pushes that extra mile for quite some time. But maybe we'll see how well he does this evening. And then you've obviously got Noah making his debut for this evening in the Corvette by the looks of it. So there's quite a few cars that are going to be joining us. I'm just going to go through exactly the points position as Nick brings his Duke Reed Ginetta inspired Jaguar into the room. But it looks like Casper having his double, I think it's his, yeah, it's a second place, and of course first place at Dragon Trail, and then obviously Le Mans. But Casper leads the championship with 110 points, and then he has so it's 101 point, not 110. Misread that. Then you got Dan Forrest on 88. Excuse me, sneezing down everyone's ear. You got Daniel Pays, who's just entered in the other Ford GT on 77. Then you have Scott Dalby on 76, Craig Thomas on 71, Rasmus Aberan in his BMW on 66, 64 for Lee Fitzy, Samuel Siltilla, I hope that's pronounced correctly. If not, then I do apologise, pal. You know, as per usual. on 61, then Chris Wheatley on 54, Nick Sargent, who's the founder of Eldar Sim Racing, on 48, and then Adam Morgan on only 1 point because he led a lap. So it's going to be interesting to see how well everyone does here at Interlargos this evening, and it is going to be very close to see how well the times come into the 10-minute qualifying and then an hour and a half race. So, you know, anything can happen between now and qualifying. You know, they're just practicing, getting used to the circuit, where to find out the braking points, acceleration points, etc. And it's going to be very good to see how well people are going to do. So looking at what I think may happen for this evening, I don't want to jinx people, I don't want to put commentators' curse on people, but my prediction, as I said, I wasn't going to give my prediction, but I feel like I need to. I feel like the likes of Scott Dalby, who impressed me last week, is due a win. That Jaguar came on strong throughout the race. It was leading the race for quite some time. Then it had a gap, and then it kind of, when it went to its latter stint pit stop, it kind of wasn't losing ground, but it was getting gained on by Casper's BMW. So, you know, you can see exactly what was happening. Obviously you've got Daniel with his Ford GT. He was also over the moon with his third place. He was unsure how he managed to get it, but it just shows if you push in the right directions, you push your car to your stint times, obviously 15, maybe 10 minutes minimum onto the softs and mediums, or vice versa, whether it's your mediums or your softs. You know, you can push that extra mile. Obviously the softs tend to be a bit more of a compound where they tend to not as wear as much, but the mediums seem to be pushing thereabouts as well. So, you know, anything can happen in the championship. You know, it is early doors. We are still at, obviously, as I say, round number 3, and it is going to be very close to see how well things go this evening. I'm personally looking forward to seeing what's happening at Interlargos. I've raced round here in the past, and you know, it is a very technical circuit. It can be very technical, but try not to think it as very technical. Obviously home of the Brazilian Grand Prix, but I feel like, you know, there needs to be certain bits and pieces, you know, that can push on for, obviously, like this section here where Lee Fitzie's going, because it's a couple of hairpins, and then obviously it sweeps right round to the left in a moment or two. He's just braking at 50 metre board there, almost about to complete the lap. Runs out a bit of wide though, whether that's just playing it cool. Don't know whether he's going to go into pit lane this time round though, which he actually does, so we'll see how well everyone else gets on. Fastest time is 1:31.4 in practice at the moment. It is only practice, so the guys will be getting 10 minutes of qualifying and roughly an hour and a half of racing, so they're near enough racing for an hour and 14 minutes. Obviously practice does take some time, because obviously you're trying to find what tyre may work better for your first stint, and then obviously vice versa. So, you know, anything can happen for this evening. If you're liking what you see here, guys, please like and subscribe to Eldar Sim Racing, and please do follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and also check out the website. It is going to be very contested this evening. It is going to be probably a red hot contest, because certain people may look at certain drivers, especially from Le Mans last week. You know, with the BMW seemed to struggle in the early half of the race, but come towards the middle they were getting there slowly, and then obviously come towards the end they were all over the back of the Jaguars and also for GTs. So yeah, it's very close to see exactly what's going to happen for certain drivers. Obviously Adam Morgan in his Welsh, that is not touring car style, by the way, that is his namesake. It is the Welsh version of Adam Morgan, having a bit of a dig at probably Craig, and Craig has a bit of a dig with him on both of their, I believe, their Aston Martins, so it's going to be close to see exactly what's going to happen. So obviously Chris Wheatley coming through the latter half of the lap now, trying to see what he does. Let's have a look. Goes up 132.0, it's actually 133.0. It looked like it was a 132, but obviously Scott Dalby now went with a 130.8, so times do come down thick and fast. You know, they do tend to push on quite a bit for exactly how things are going, so we'll see exactly what's going to happen. So yeah, it's going to be very close. I think it's going to be close between the likes of the Jaguar and, of course, the Ford GT. Maybe the Audi might put in some variation attempts to see how well he does. So it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. So I will see exactly what's going to go on for, obviously, a lot of the time, because, you know, there is a lot of interest within the likes of the GT racing. So we'll just go through exactly certain bits and pieces. Obviously, the pit stop strategies are going to be crucial. We know that between looking at certain, I think we've got about 9 cars at the moment, preferably 10, or maybe a few more, maybe 2 more, because it is obviously a grid of 11, so we'll see exactly. I think it is normally a grid of 11, but it could be 12 because of the BMWs, so we'll see what's going to happen. So we'll come back to the track. Obviously, if you got a penalty, you must take them on the lap you get. There is obviously certain parts of the track you can take as long as it's off the racing line, it doesn't hamper. But if you cross the line and you still have a penalty, it will probably technically go against you, providing, unless you ultimately get rid of it. But, you know, if you don't get rid of the penalty, it will cost you dearly, and it can, because I've seen it happen before, and it has happened to me as well. And, you know, the penalties aren't the best, but what can you do? So hopefully, if you can hear me loud and clear on the stream, guys, let me know if I am loud and clear. Let me know if I need to adjust, but if I don't, that is fine. And if it's good and it sounds good, then good. But nevertheless, so we'll see exactly who's around. So let's have a look at some of the guys then. Just currently testing at the moment. So, you know, you got Sampa in his Audi R8. Seems to be pushing quite a lot in that Audi. Seems to be going 133.2 at the moment. Currently second in the WSTC on a Friday, so I'll be watching something with great eyes on him, shall I say, because, you know, he is quite an established racer. And, you know, you've got Chris Wheatley currently in the Ford GT, and then you've got obviously Craig and his Aston Martin. The Aston Martin seems to be very quick at the moment. There's quite a few guys just out and about. There's a few in pit lane at the moment as well, so it is going to be good. So I've got plenty of water for when my voice tends to disappear, because being a commentator, you need to keep hydrated. Evening, Scott. Interlargos is one of your favourites. You hope to have a good one. Yeah, I'm sure, mate. I'm sure you'll be pushing on quite a bit. You know, I've got you. Yeah, again, I've got my hopes for you, mate. Really have. But we'll see how well things go this evening. Jaguar's looking quick though, mate. It's looking feisty as ever. But hopefully it's a good night of racing, mate, personally. But we'll see how well everyone goes. I'm trying to stop myself from yawning as well, is what I'm trying to do. As we can see, there's quite a few people just testing the limits, so we'll try and go on board with some of the cars throughout the evening. We'll try and bring you some live and exclusive best action as well, because you know, there is a lot of interest going on, especially that Luke Reed inspired genetic paint scheme that's on Nick's Jaguar. Very interesting paint scheme, I must say, and it does look very the business as well. There is quite a few cars that do look the business, I believe. Excuse me. And Noah's Corvette is inspired by Jaguar, which is quite a weird feeling, but we'll see how well he does. He's in his third event now for Eldar Racing. I think it's his first GT race though, and it's yeah, it's his third overall Eldar Racing race. So we'll see how well everyone does this evening for round number 3 of the Go Fudge Yourself GR3 Endurance. This is the top tier. Tier 2 normally isn't commentated on, but I believe Brian Ross is doing his point of view, so if you'd like to check that out, that is fine. But yes, you've got the legendary and the one and only Hoppers for commentary this evening in the tier 1, so it is going to be very close and see how well everyone does this evening. Personally, I've raced around here before. From my own personal perspective though, it is not easy if you're on controller, because it can hurt. I've raced around here for an hour tops back in the days of GR2, and it can hurt. But that's just my personal experience. I do enjoy commentating, I do enjoy racing, but it's hard to pick between the two. But hopefully we get some good night of racing, and it should be fantastic to see how well everyone goes. You know, personally, I'd like to see quite a lot of drivers push on. Chris Wheatley at the moment, purple in that sector. I think that's sector 1, and then sector 2 is just between now and then. So sector 2 is now, just after he's come through. So Rasmus has just joined. I don't like his personal message when he enters the lobby, but maybe that's just him and it's just how it is. But we'll see how well his BMW goes. It's nice to see him racing in the GTs. He was in WSTC, but a few things have led to him stepping down from that. So Noah's Chevrolet Corvette. It seems it's a very quick car. You know, it's a very nice car. It's obviously black and orange, my favourite combination of colours, no doubt. But we'll see how well he does on his debut for GT Racing. Rasmus is just coming out pit lane in his BMW. We'll see how well he does. The broken forced BMW M6. There's two different types. There's the normal BMW M6, which is not the VLN, VLN is this one. But I believe Casper uses the other Dane uses the just normal specification and not the VLN one. So we'll see how well the BMWs go this evening. It probably will be very quick battles between a lot of them. He just seems to be coming up on Chris Wheatley at great speed of knots there. So he's just come out of pit lane, but he's catching up the Fudge GT40 at the moment in practice. So I think this is where we're going to go for quite some fantastic battles. As I say, you know, there is a lot of cars going to be pushing for some time. Obviously the stints are going to be a lot interesting because 15 minutes, I think it's 15, maybe 10, I can't remember, but one of the two minimum between the mediums and the soft tyres. You've got to use them, because if you don't use them you are going to be in a bit of trouble. So see what Rasmus can do in that BMW. It seems at the moment though, it looked like, from what I've seen on there, it seems the timing was a bit weird. So I don't know whether that was just my eyes or just it playing up on me, but we'll see how well Rasmus goes. He's just pushing that BMW to the extreme. So we'll see how well Rasmus can go. He's quite a quick driver, is Rasmus. He's won races in the past, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Danish BMW. Well, the other Danish BMW, should I say. Evening, Nick. Looking at a long race, about 56 laps. Whoa, dude. That's going to be pretty impressive, but pretty strenuous. I reckon it's going to be good fun. I don't mind how long these races are, mate. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it myself. Personally, as I say, I've raced around here in a GR2 car, which is a lot faster than these GR3 cars, but there is a lot of experience. Some of these guys, there's Daniel drifts it into turn number 1 in that Ford GT40. But yeah, it's going to be very close, and looking at 56 laps, it's going to be very close indeed. That's going to be a lot of laps, and it's going to be a long race coming. But hopefully it should be very exciting. I'm personally looking forward to how well everyone's going to go, and obviously, yes, I do think the Luke Reed sponsored Ginetta style Jaguar, it's a nice looking car. I must admit, you know, I'm a bit partial to be a bit of a biased one with that, but we'll see how well things go. Oh, okay. There's 130 lap times, you're looking at 60 laps. That's alright, mate. Could be 54. Yeah, it's gonna be very close to see what laps you get up to, but the thing is, it's hard to tell when you do an hour and a half and you do endurance races with the times, because obviously you guys know better than me, but because you guys are racing, but obviously we'll see what happens. See who picks the strategy and see who gets off the line quicker as well. But it's going to be close. But yeah, personally, I think everyone's going to do really well. I think from what I've seen already, Scott Dalby's got that Jaguar in the late 130s, so it seems thereabouts it could be. But we'll see what happens. Then you've obviously got Casper in his normal BMW M6, but it's going to be very close to see exactly how well things go. So Gareth Morris in his Vulcanhorst BMW. The drop off is bigger than you thought. Excuse me, coughing down your ear. Bigger than you thought, so you're adjusting your strategy already. See, that's the thing. Your strategies have got to be key and they've got to be vital. But personally, I think it's going to be great. It all depends on people's strategies. Depends on who. Obviously, some cars work well, some don't. Well, I'm not saying they don't work well completely, but it could be a bit of a moment or two where you think, well, that car's going to be a tenth quicker than me if I don't have such things. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what fuel mixtures people run. But it is going to be very close to see how the mixtures go. Obviously, Gareth Morris is in pit lane. Is he coming out, or is it just me? Be me, because I can't select him at the moment. Excuse me. He is here. Yeah, he's there now. It's alright. Just making sure everyone is seen on stream. So yes, guys, if you just joined, welcome. You're going to enjoy the racing. I can't wait to see how well this race pans out this evening, because it is going to be fantastic. And if you have just joined, please like and subscribe to Eldar Sim. We're actually close to 190 subscribers. We are one away from 190 subscribers, and that is kind of a massive achievement since Eldar Sim is now officially a year and how many months. That's a massive achievement, and providing great action racing, but I'm sure if you guys can give us a nice thumbs up and a subscribe, it will help us out massively, because we want to push on and we want to get a load of subscribers so you guys can really enjoy racing such as tonight, and as well as plenty of leagues that are out there for the Eldar Sim Championship. And yes, I am doing a bit of promotion here for them. Year and 2 months, wow man, that's cool. To get near enough 190 subscribers on YouTube with a year and 2 months, mate, that is impressive, I must say. And it's good to be part of it. So yes, I am doing a bit of promotion for you guys, but I used to race, but now I'm a commentator and I love commentating. My style may be different to other people's though. Yeah, we should have a good night of racing, I reckon. So, we'll see what happens between now and 8 o'clock, because obviously they're just practicing, then 10-minute qualifying, then an hour and a half. Oh, okay. Craig's put I thought we'd go at 8 o'clock. Maybe I'm mistaken. I do apologise, guys. I really do. I'm not clued up as per usual. But yes, it's going to be fantastic to see how well. So we've got around then 4 minutes to go until qualification starts, I think, because obviously we've been an hour and a half to want to try and get the 10-minute qualifying dead on, so to start racing at 8 o'clock and try and get that into order. But it should be very close. So at the moment, then, the BMWs seem to be quite interesting machines. So it's going to be very close. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. Just making sure everyone is here. Excuse me. But we'll see how well everyone does. As I say, it's down to the strategies. It is down to roughly a lot of interest. You know, there's certain cars I personally look out for example, like the BMW, the Jaguars, of course, the Audi, and of course the Ford GT, as well as the Aston Martin, as well as the Corvette, the sole Corvette that is out there. It looks like, you know, it's going to be a fantastic night of racing, because not only have we got, obviously looking at Casper at the moment, is about to go across the line very shortly, and he's going to do a 1:30.7, so that goes very quicker between himself and of course Scott Dalby in the Jaguar. As the Dane drifts it out of the Centre S. It's not a drift championship, but you know, well drifted. it's quite pinned into that Centre S. Maybe it's just the way he drives, you know, maybe he's doing a bit of a Tom Christensen-esque GT racing style. If no one knows who Tom Christensen is, he's 7-time Le Mans 24-hour winner. He's from Denmark as well, so just to throw that stat in there. So yes, we are at the home of the Brazilian Grand Prix at Interlargos. It is a very nice circuit, but very challenging. I found it challenging when I've raced around here in the past. But we are a minute away from getting qualifying up and running. It is going to be fantastic. I can't wait. So be sure to check out the action, guys. It is going to be very close. I'm sure lap times are going to be thereabouts. And I tell you what, it is going to be very much a light. This championship never fails to not amuse me. You know, I get a lot of amusement, and these guys do push on. Gareth Morris, however, won at Dragon Trails on the seaside. A bit of dip form from the Welshman last time out at Le Mans. I think he just struggled to get the balance of the fuel and tyre wear a bit thereabouts. I'm not too sure, but I'm sure they will correct me if they get to grips. But the BMW seems to be a very quick car at the moment, so we'll see how well it goes. It's flying down the front straight, so we'll see exactly what happens for qualifying. So we should be underway very shortly for qualifying. So it is going to be over the moon. So we are good to go in a minute then. So qualifying is going to begin. Let's see how well we get on for round number 3 at the Go Fudge Yourself GR3s. This is top tier 1, so it's going to be very close. So we'll make sure everyone gets out of pit lane. Okay, so it looks like at the moment then everyone is just jumping out of pit lane. So I think Nick's going to be the last one to leave, just to want to probably get his strategy into place. So we'll see who actually left pit lane first. And I believe it was actually Lee Fitzy, as the timing screen decides to throw a wobble at me. So Lee Fitzy in his Jaguar, followed by Rasmus, and of course Craig and of course Chris Wheatley and Casper, and of course Noah. So Noah making his debut in GT Racing. Gareth Morris there, Adam Morgan, then Scott Dalby, and of course Daniel, followed by Samper, and then of course Nick to complete their outlap. So we've got just under 9 minutes to go in qualifying. It is going to be ecstatic, is the word I'm going to use. So we'll see how well everyone does. We're on board with the Jaguar for the time being. It's going out the final corner here. It's a bit of a sweeping left-hand bend, so across the line then to start his first flying lap. Then his Lee Fitzy in the Jaguar seems to be pushing that Jaguar to its absolute pace. Then it seems that there's quite a lot of interest for the Welsh contingents this evening, purely because they've put on good shows previously, and we'll see exactly how well things go. Rasmus Olanen, however, currently second just after his outlap, gets a bit crossed up there though, so we'll see exactly what is going to happen for the third round qualification. So Craig trying to push on, trying to get a toe from Rasmus's BMW at the moment. Seems to be a bit far back though. Chris Wheatley, however, is for GT. Seems to be a very established racer. He's won races in the past. He's actually won a championship in the past as well. So it seems that is going to be a lot of interest for him this evening. Gareth Morris as well, currently pushing on for what would be maybe a very close position. And then you've got obviously Adam Morgan, then Scott Dalby, and of course Daniel, followed by Noah and Casper, followed by Samper, and of course Nick. So I think Nick and Samper have actually pitted for fresh tyres, so we'll see how well that goes. And Lee Fitzy about to cross the line and was going third, now fourth. He's actually dropped down to 6th then, because Rasmus goes fastest with 130.8, Gareth Morris with 131.1, Craig with 131.2, Scott Dalby then 4th with a 131.7, Chris Wheatley 131.722, Daniel with 131.785, Adam Morgan 131.972, and then Lee Fitzy with 132.3. and then Noah with 145.9 at the moment. Samper and Nick still out on their outlaps from probably pitting for fresh pair of tyres. So 6 minutes, just under 6 minutes remaining in the qualifying session for round number 3 of the championship. So it looks like at the moment, however though, looking at the times, Casper with a 130.5, so that seems to be very close to two Danes in the BMWs, one the VLN spec and one the normal specification, the GT3 specification. Looks like at the moment though Rasmus is currently on auto drive, so we'll see what he can do. Gareth Morris though coming through the latter half of the lap. Is he caught in traffic? It's yet to be seen as Craig goes into pit lane to swap a few tyres. So we'll see what happens. They still stay. Gareth Morris stays in third though, so the BMWs at the moment splitting the Aston Martin, Jaguar and Ford GT40s. So we'll see what happens. Daniel up into was up into kind of 5th, but then he's gone into 6th now. And obviously Noah up into 4th then with a 131.1 in that Corvette. So it seems at the moment then the BMW's 1, 2, 3 at the moment, followed by a Corvette and a Aston Martin, followed by a GT40, Jaguar, GT40 and then another Aston Martin. Samper with that Audi R8 though goes up into 6th with 131.4. Nick's Jaguar up into 10th then with 131.820. so we'll see exactly what's going to happen for that. So 4 minutes and 8 seconds remaining. Adam Morgan then, and Aston Martin with a 1:31.9, 11th fastest at the moment then. Lee Fitzey with the last lap was a 1:40.5, so seems to be struggling in that Jaguar at the moment, however. But Casper still pole position, provisional pole position at the moment, even though he's on his out lap. He's probably swapped for more tyres. Chris Wheatley then up into 6th then with a 1:31.4, Lee Fitzey with 1:32.2. I think that still puts him around 12th place though, however. So between Casper, Gareth Morris and of course Rasmus, the top 3 in BMWs seem to be very efficient round here at the moment. Craig Thomas though, however, and Aston Martin still 5th with 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go on the clock. So it's going to be very tense now, because the guys that are pitting for what looks like fresh tyres may get a fresh run. It all depends on how quick they can get around the circuit. So looking at certain things, Casper currently pushing that BMW, the grey, black and orange and white BMW around the track. It seems there's quite a few cars pushing on for quite some time, so we'll see exactly what's happening. Chris Wheatley down on his time there, 3/10 of a second in the Ford GT, but still 6th fastest though, however. Daniel still on his out lap then, with Scott Dalby's Jaguar doing probably what's expected at the moment. The Jaguar seems to be a bit of an interest and a bit of a underdog car, shall we say, because, you know, he's pushed on so well last week and it seems to be working. He goes best in his personal best in that sector by the looks of it, with 1 minute and 48 on the clock. So it seems there's quite a few cars that are going to be pushing on. Craig Thomas though, 1:31.1, that's actually pushed him up to 5th then, so that's a good time from the Welshman. Scott Dalby though, however, 1:31.040, that's put him, what's that put him 3rd? That's put him 3rd now, so he splits the BMWs, which he kind of knew that was going to happen, so that's quite a good time from the Jaguar driver at the moment. Got the hazard lights on, maybe he's just playing it safe now. He's just letting the traffic thin out a bit. So Rasmus Omeron now still out on track in his BMW, so the Danes putting on a good showing this evening in their BMW M6s at the moment then. So this is where it's going to be very close, because you don't want to get hold up in traffic now, especially with 45 seconds to go until the checker flag drops for qualifying. It seems to be pushing quite a lot in that BMW. Chris Wheatley with a 1:31.2, so that's put him still 7th, which is my reckoning. We'll see what Rasmus can do here, pushing that BMW all the way, coming through the final couple of turns now for the Dane. It's going to try and push that BMW to its limits. Gareth Morris though up into 2nd with a 1:30.8. Rasmus pips him back to 2nd with 1:30.7. So it seems the BMWs are quick. So if anyone now is starting their laps, they will have a bit of time to get round and set another lap. It seems the first drivers will be, I think, Scott Dalby, followed by then Noah, followed by Craig, currently on his faster lap. 7th then Chris Wheatley, however in the GT40 coming through the latter half, 8th place then in qualifying. Samper then 9th with that Audi R8, 1:31.4. So it seems the Rebellion sponsored LDR rate at the moment 9th. Daniel will have another crack. Nick 11th and Lee Fitzy currently trying to push on in that Jaguar. He's 12th at the moment, so it's going to be seen how well he can do. He's going to try and make amends for that. Still stays 12th though, however. Casper in first place though. Rasmus runs a bit wide out of that final bend towards the start finish line. What's he going to do, because he could be on course for a pole position here. Or does he abort it? Adam Morgan 131.0. Rasmus still stays second then, with Gareth Morris third then. So the BMW's 1, 2, 3 at the moment then. BMW's look like they're untouchable at the moment then, however. So we're just waiting for Daniel to come through. He won't get to the line though, because his lap will now be counted. So qualifying now has finished, and it looks like Daniel's back in 10th place by the looks of it. So we'll see how well everyone is going to go for the standing start, I should say. So it's Casper, followed by Rasmus, Gareth Morris, Adam Morgan, Scott Dalby, Noah, Craig Thomas, Chris Wheatley, Samper, and of course Daniel. Then it's Nick Sargent and Lee Fitzy at the tail of the field. So the 5 lights on the starting gantry are going to be coming on any second. It looks like we are going to get a decent start. Looking at them lights go out, and we are good to go for round number 3 of the Go Fudge Yourself GR3, the Tier 1 division. Casper gets a good start from Adam Morgan then, followed by Rasmus and of course Scott Dalby. So it looked like the guy's got a good jump. The ones further back, it looks like at the moment Rasmus has a bit of an advantage from Scott Dalby. How about Chris Wheatley up into 5th, then Craig Thomas 6th. Gareth Morris has dropped down to 7th though. Has that been a bit of an issue for the Welshman at the moment? It seems there's a lot of cars going nose to tail towards the first couple of places, because Casper is under threat from Adam Morgan. However, at the moment it seems splitting the Danes. He's got a Danish sandwich. It's going to be very close to see what Adam Morgan can do, but Rasmus gives him a bit of a tap. The Aston Martin gets a bit of a hip and a shoulder. Then you've got Scott Dalby pushing on away from Chris Wheatley. Then you've got Gareth Morris and of course Craig Thomas. But Craig in 6th then from Gareth Morris, followed by Samper, Lee Fitzy 9th, Noah 10th, Nick 11th, and Daniel with a 4/10 penalty already in 12th place at the moment. But going back to cross the line, it seems we're going to be in for a fantastic battle. It seems like a lot of things. Casper thereabouts though, leading the way to start lap number 2 then. It's going to be very close. It's still a long way to go in this race. Adam Morgan still second, followed by Rasmus and Scott Dalby chasing him for company there. Scott's going to try and go for a position in Schumacher as he thinks about it. Slowly backs out. You can just see how quick that Jaguar, the white, luminous yellow and black Jaguar, the number 20, I think it's number 23, I'm not too sure, in 4th place then. No, it's 33, I do apologise. With Rasmus still there about. It seems like there's a lot of battles galore. Craig Thomas trying to get past Chris Wheatley though. However, the Aston Martin versus the Ford GT, but that's allowed Gareth Morris, his best mate, to get alongside him. Almost there though, but it's going to be very close to see what happens. And I'll tell you what, this is where it's going to be close. Lee Fitzy, Craig's cousin, 8th, Noah 9th, then Samper 10th, Nick in 11th, and Daniel still in 12th place at the moment. Well, as I say, still a long way to go. You've got Adam Morgan still getting close, but Rasmus there in 3rd, Scott Dalby though still 4th. Bit of a gap now to Rasmus. It seems the Jaguar is going to be pushing, but he's got to be careful because Chris Wheatley at Ford GT40 is going to be right behind Gareth Morrison. Of course, Craig Thomas there having a bit of a fantastic battle further back. It looks like Gareth Morris is getting onto the back of that Aston Martin very quickly. He's gaining the BMW, the Villain specification M6, trying to get close to that Aston Martin V12 Vantage at the moment, it seems. but we've still got a long way to go, and it looks like Noah and Samper, and of course Nick Sargent. It looks like Lee Fitzy's run a bit wide at centre S, it seems. Samper's also trying to defend from Nick. Nick's trying to push on. You can just see the Luke Reed inspired Ginetta liveried Jaguar trying to latch onto the back of that Audi R8, with Lee Fitzy and Noah trying to go nose to tail. Lee Fitzy gets there, but he runs a bit wide. That's allowed Noah to try and go back alongside, almost into the wall, almost into the door, Lee Fitzy, but he gets into 8th place. Then Sampo and Nick trying to battles galore between the Audi and Jaguar. It seems the Jaguar trying to get the fast-paced Audi R8 dispatched, it seems, but you can just see the battle between Noah and of course Lee Fitzy there. Lee Fitzy trying to defend like mad, but he's got to be careful because Samper and Nick are on his tails, hot on their heels. We'll see what's going back. Craig Thomas in 7th, then Gareth Morris now 8th, with Chris Wheatley chasing down Scott Dalby, with Gareth Morris also trying to chase the pair of them down. It seems it's going to be very close to almost being hung out to dry on the washing line. It seems like there's a lot of battles going on. We'll see exactly what's happening. Samper drops that gap to Nick, though Nick's trying to push back up towards Samper. I think Daniel's currently still in 12th. Yes, he is. However, Adam Morgan and of course Casper still second and first respectively. Rasmus still 3rd. Scott Dalby though now under pressure from Chris Wheatley's Ford GT40. The Ford GT40 has got his mirrors full of Gareth Morris's BMW M6 as well. So the BMW is trying to come back on strong, it seems. Scott Dalby splits them, trying to split them like a bowling pin. The 710 split, but it looks like at the moment Scott Dalby holding on for 4th place, followed by Chris Wheatley in 5th, followed by Gareth Morris. Craig Thomas also trying to catch up to this group, but you can just about see Scott Dalby's Jaguar pushing and trying to hold these guys off. It looks like Craig Thomas also lurking in the background. You can just see with Noah and Lee Fitzy. Lee Fitzy gets a bit sideways. Samper's also there with Nick Sargent trying to push that Jaguar all the way. You can just see it lurking in the background from Samper. But Samper's a well-established racer. He's probably been doing a lot of daily races to try and improve his driving. Daniel's still at the tail of the field. But however, this battle for 4th place, it's almost 4 cars between Scott versus Chris versus Gareth versus Craig. It's going to be very close to see exactly what they're going to do, because not only have we got this battle between these guys, but it's going to be very close. Chris Wheatley goes on the inside towards the centre S, then just kickstart another lap. Scott's dropped it onto the AstroServe, which is a bit unfortunate. Now that's cost him places. That's cost him places hand over fist. So let's give Chris Wheatley there 4th place, Gareth Morris 5th. Craig Thomas chasing his best mate down in the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin trying to catch up to that BMW, with Noah and Scott Dalby now 7th and 8th respectively. Lee Fitzy there. Sampo and Nick there having a bit of a nice door bashing battle. Not literally a door bashing battle, but you know, almost going side by side and bashing doors and wing mirrors, you name it. But Sampo has that Audi R8 absolutely on fire at the moment, it seems, holding on for 10th. The Finnish driver trying to push on. He's trying to do very well in this early stint here at Interlargos. We'll see what's happening further up the road then. Gareth Morris trying to get onto the back of Chris Wheatley's Ford GT. It seems the Ford GT is trying to push that BMW out. Oh, Chris Wheatley's gone off. He's gone rally crossing. Oh, that was a bit unfortunate. Can we try and piece that together? That was a bit unfortunate there. So we'll see exactly what happens to Chris Wheatley. He's going through the latter half. He just gets on that curb, it spits him, and then he just comes and harpoons Gareth Morris, and then that ultimately holds up Craig as well. So that's pushed Chris Wheatley down to 11th. Gareth Morris in 12th, then he's not going to be happy with that. Daniel in 10th, then Nick in 9th, then trying to get Samper. Samper's in 8th, then Lee Fitzy 7th, Scott Dalby in 6th. Craig Thomas though, lucky to escape that battle there. It was a bit crazy, but Craig's still in 5th then at the moment. Noah in 4th then, doing a good showing in that Corvette. Rasmus 3rd, Adam Morgan then still trying to chase down Casper. Casper's about 3.7 seconds up the road though. It just seems a lot of cars now are spreading themselves out. But this is where Scott's going to try and push on. He's got to try and push on to get a very good strong result here this evening. He actually wants to try and push on. He's loving this circuit, but Craig Thomas though, however, will defend like mad in that Aston Martin. We'll see what happens. Samper and Nick, they're almost now a bit. Nick's dropped back though, so he's 0.8 of a second from Daniel at the moment. Daniel's got that Ford GT trying to chase that Jaguar. You can just see the Jaguar trying to push away. I'll tell you what, this is where it's going to get tooth and nail, because we've got an hour and 20 minutes to go, with Chris Wheatley down in 11th after going off and spitting out that curb. So Nick's now down into pit lane. Is that time to pit, or is it just, you know, it could be here? We'll see exactly what is going to happen. So we'll see where the Jaguar rejoins. Lee Fitzy then in 7th. Scott Dalby trying to put Craig Thomas under pressure. You can just see exactly what he means, what this Jaguar is capable of. It almost seems like maybe it's time to do their stints, because if you look at the time, it's an hour and 19 minutes to go. This, well, just under an hour and 20 now, with the clock ticking down. You can just see. But Rasmus 3rd, Adam Morgan in 2nd, then Casper still in 1st place. But looking at the battles, then there's not many really crazy battles, but looking, Noah's getting caught up by Craig, with Scott Dalby trying to push on. Lee Fitzy in 7th and Samper 8th. Daniel 9th, with Chris Wheatley 10th. Gareth Morris 11th, and Nick currently in the Jaguar in 12th. Then maybe he's adjusted his strategy far too soon. It's yet to be seen. Excuse me. But Casper leads them away, with Adam Morgan in 2nd, then Rasmus 3rd, Noah rather in 4th, Craig Thomas in 5th, then followed by Scott Dalby. Scott Dalby's got that Jaguar almost nose to tail with that Aston Martin. We're going board with the Jaguar driver, just trying to push and trying to get them soft tyres back up to temperature. He's got Craig Thomas ahead of him. We'll see exactly what's going to happen, but you can just see just about that the Jaguar driver almost to the back of that Aston Martin. You can just see the British cars just trying to battle. Lee Fitzy there in 7th, Samper 8th, Daniel 9th, followed by Chris Wheatley, Gareth Morris, and then of course Nick trying to push on. Then Casper still leading the race though, fastest lap as well so far, 1:30.7. Seems to be a very good battle for the BMW at the moment. Adam Morgan then still 2nd, Rasmus 3rd, Noah still 4th. But Craig's got to be careful, because Craig is almost into the clutches of Scott Dalby's Jaguar here. Just about to see, but this is where it's going to get very close. We'll see exactly what's going to happen for that position, whether these guys are going to push on and say, right, time to think of strategies, trying to get our heads down. We'll see who's going to blink. We know for a fact it's going to be very close. But we'll see what Samper's doing. Samper still in 8th then, Daniel 9th, Chris Wheatley in 10th, Gareth Morris 11th, Nick still in 12th then. But at the moment then, it seems the closest battle we've got though. Noah's trying to escape from Craig, but Craig's got that Aston Martin where he wants to be. He's chasing after that Corvette. The Corvette seems to be a bit slower now, whether it's drinking its fuel again like it has done in previous rounds when it was used by Adam Morgan last year. But, well, when I say last year, last season. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen between, obviously, Craig and, of course, Noah. Noah seems to have that gap bit of a gap brewing between them, so we'll see exactly what's going to happen. Is there a bit of a battle brewing? It doesn't look like it. Adam Morgan 1.3 of a second from Rasmus at the moment then, but I think Craig's dropped back slightly now to Scott Dalby. Scott Dalby, however, 0.9 of a second. It's now 1 point. Let's keep growing. The gap grows, then shrinks. But it seems like, you know, these guys are going to be pushing on quite severely. At the moment, they're still pushing on. It's going to be a fantastic battle. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. Sampa's still there. Daniel in 9th, then Chris Wheatley 10th. Gareth Morris still 11th. He's got Chris Wheatley just ahead of him. 1.8 of a second, and then 24.3 from Nick at the moment. Nick's still pushing on. Whether he's finding that Jaguar tough, I'm not too sure, but fair play, he's not giving up yet. Casper in first place, still leading the race from Adam Morgan. Adam Morgan 1.1 of a second from Rasmus Oberon. The gap's coming down considerably quicker now, and this is where it's going to be a battle for potentially second place. The Danes are trying to put on a good show. However, though, it looks like not much is going pushing, but Craig Thomas still there. Thereabouts in 5th place from Scott Dalby. Lee Fitzy, however, still 7th. Sampa 8th. Daniel now getting slightly sideways. You just hear the tyres squeal. And that Ford GT trying to push on, trying to push away from Chris Wheatley in the sister machine. It seems like with an hour and 15 minutes to go in the race, this is where it's going to be quite a fantastic battle between a lot of the cars, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen. So it looks like Craig's now slowly but surely catching up to Noah. It seems Noah's got that Corvette and dialed up. Craig's Aston Martin though, however, jumps into pit lane then, so that's going to give Scott Dalby 5th place. Then we'll see what Craig does, where he comes out of. Rasmus in 3rd, still chasing down Adam Morgan, 0.9 of a second. This is where it's going to be close, because the BMWs so far, the 2 Danish BMWs putting on a good show. Adam Morgan's Aston Martin though so far pushing on as well. He's thereabouts. He's about 6.3 of a second, 6.2 though of Casper, but this is where it's going to be close up. Noah with a 0.4 tenth of a penalty. He's picked that up somehow, so that's a bit of a shame for the Corvette driver at the moment. Scott Dalby though still in 5th. Lee Fitzy 6th now. Sampa 7th. Chris Wheatley has got past Daniel. I think Daniel's actually gone into pit lane. Yes, he has, because he's actually there in 12th then. Craig comes out in 10th then. Nick's still in 11th. Daniel comes out in 12th place then. So we've got quite some fantastic battles going to be brewing very shortly. Adam Morgan, however, he runs a bit wide. The curb spits him sideways, but that is where it gets very close in that sector. So Adam Morgan will be pushing on. He's going to try and outrun that BMW. The BMW Rasmus 0.8 of a second. The gap is growing, but then it shrinks, it seems to be. But the BMW trying to push on, trying to push to that Aston Martin. You can just see exactly what's going on. Scott Dalby goes into pit lane now, so we'll see exactly where he comes out. Sampa will come out in Sampa's 6th, Chris Wheatley 7th. Gareth Morris then, I think he's actually in 8th. Now he's actually gone into pit lane, so the other guy's still in pit lane then. So it's going to be very close. We're on lap 12 of round number 3 of the Eldar Go Fudge Yourself GR3 Endurance in Tier 1, and it's just going to be fantastic racing for quite some time now, with an hour and 12 minutes to go until the checker flag decides to drop. But at the moment, Casper, however, still pushing on in 1st place with Adam Morgan under threat from Rasmus Oberon. You can just see the Dane trying to push that Aston Martin, hopefully push that Aston Martin to a mistake, but you don't want to push too hard, as you've already just found out with Chris Wheatley going across the grass and then collecting Gareth Morris at the same time. Oh, Adam Morgan's done it again, what he did a lap ago. Clip that grass there, clip the curb, and it sent him sideways. You don't want to be doing that. So at the moment then, it looks like Adam Morgan jumps into pit lane. So that's going to gift Rasmus second place at the moment. Noah still in fourth, it'll soon be third. Lee Fitzy will be fourth, Samper will be fifth then. Excuse me. Chris Wheatley 7th, Craig Thomas 8th, Nick in 9th, Scott Dalby 10th, with Gareth Morris hot on his heels. Two guys that had pitted. It seems that Gareth Morris is trying to get past that Jaguar as quick as he can, but it looks like the BMW and a couple of cars are getting a bit loose on that AstroTurf, onto that curb. It seems to be giving them a bit of grip and a bit of a slidey action, but we'll see exactly what happens. Gareth Morris goes alongside that Jaguar. This is where it's going to be. Gareth Morris gets that Jaguar past with ease. No, he doesn't. Scott Dalby's there, closes the door. It's an absolute fantastic move and well covered into the centre S. Scott Dalby 10th then, Nick still in 9th then, Craig Thomas in 8th then, Adam Morgan 7th at the moment, trying to push on, just come out on the mediums it seems, but we'll see exactly what's happening, because the battle between Gareth Morris and Scott Dalby almost side by side. Gareth's got that BMW, Scott's got that line, but Gareth gets in front of that Jaguar. The Jaguar seems to be, you know, he's going to push on. I know he's going to push on because he's a very established racer, is Scott, but Craig Thomas though, however, still in 8th. Adam Morgan in 7th, Samper and Chris Wheatley then 5th and 6th respectively. Chris Wheatley actually jumps into pit lane, so that's going to be giving Samper a bit of a gap. Lee Fitzy 4th, Noah 3rd then, Rasmus in 2nd, Casper still leading the race then. It seems to be quite a few cars trying to push on this evening. Adam Morgan 6th with Craig Thomas now 7th, so the Welsh contingent trying to push on. Nick's now in 8th. Gareth Morris thereabouts, Scott Dalby thereabouts too, so this could be very close. But we think Chris Wheatley is going to come out thereabouts. I think he's going to join that battle between Scott and of course Gareth Morris. Is he going to do that? Yes he is. He's in 11th now, with Daniel trying to chase him down as well. But at the moment, Casper still leading the race then. Is he going to pit this time round? Or is he just staying and playing it cool? He's just playing it cool. Rasmus then in 2nd, trying to push that Borkenhorst BMW. The VLM still in 2nd. Noah in 3rd then, trying to push on. He's trying to get where he wants to be. He will go into pit lane now. So that may give Lee Fitzy, if Lee Fitzy doesn't go into pit lane, 3rd place at the moment it seems, but this is where it's going to be. Lee Fitzy in 3rd then, Samper in 5th then, well soon be 4th, Adam Morgan 6th, Craig in 7th, Nick 8th, Gareth Morris chasing him, but it looks like the Jaguar still ahead at the moment. Is 1.8 of a second, so we'll see how well that goes. Scott Dalby though 1.9 behind, with Chris Wheatley now in 11th, chasing after Scott Dalby's Jaguar, 2.2 of a second it seems. Daniel's still there, 2.3, with Noah coming out of pit lane. It looks like Noah's going to come out just between Chris Wheatley and of course Daniel's battle it seems. So Chris Wheatley has been leapfrogged by the Corvette then. Corvette leapfrogging the GT40, followed by the other GT40. Casper still leading the race then, however doing a fabulous job with 1 hour and 7 minutes to go. Rasmus still there 2nd, Lee Fitzy 3rd, almost out of fuel though. That Jaguar seems to be drinking a lot of fuel at the moment. but anything can happen between now and the checkered flag. But it is going to be very close to see how well things go this evening. So Lee Fitzy jumps into pit lane. Samper, however, stays out for another lap. It's going to be very close. The Audi R8 driver, the Finnish driver, trying to push on. Adam Morgan still in 5th, then Craig Thomas in 6th then. So the Aston Martins 4th and 5th now. Nick still in the Jaguar, getting closely hunted by Gareth Morris. You can just see that. You can just see the BMW and Jaguar as Gareth Morris seems to be pushing on. Noah and Scott Dalby 8th and 9th. Noah gets in front. Scott Dalby as Lee Fitzy rejoins. He's going to probably rejoin in 12th though, however. Seems to have just under half a tank, so he's going to have to probably push on. You can just see Casper trying to push on as well. Still leading the race though, however. This is where it's going to be tooth and nail because it's going to be very close. But we'll see what's happening between Noah and Scott Dalby then. Scott Dalby tries to push on. He's about 1.0, 1.1 now. The gap's considerably growing. But he's got Chris Wheatley chasing him down. Daniel also in 11th. So the Ford tries to catch up to the Jaguar. It seems to be astounding pace from these guys at the moment, it seems. So Daniel 11th, Lee Fitzy in 11th, 12th. So we've got quite a bit. We've still got a long way to go in this race with just under an hour and 5 minutes. It seems like we're going to be in course for a fantastic night of racing. Still with Samper 3rd at the moment, Adam Morgan 4th, Craig Thomas 5th, and Nick still in 6th, pushing that Jaguar all the way then. Gareth Morris, you can just see 0.9 of a second from Nick at the moment. Nick seems to be pushing. He's going to try and push. Hopefully he doesn't push too hard and make a mistake. But who knows what happens. Gareth Morris, that Beamer World BMW M6 trying to push on. You can just about see the gap shrinking. And this is where Gareth Morris knows exactly what to do. He's won here in the past. In races, he's won here in Porsche Super Cup. And it's where it's going to be tooth and nail. We'll see how well things go. Gareth Morris though, however, he's still pushing and pushing that BMW to its limit. You can just see the fuel tank slowly drinking that fuel away. He's catching up to Nick's Jaguar now. You can just see Nick's probably thinking, what have I got to do to get rid of you? I don't want you chasing me. But at the moment you can see Gareth Morris getting that Beamer World BMW M6 closer and closer. This is where it's going to be close, you know for a fact. Some of the cars are going to be pushing and it is going to be very close. We'll see what's going on further up the road very shortly. But at the moment the battle for 6th is raging. It's almost going to be nose to tail. Nick runs a bit wide, but that's allowed Gareth Morris a bit of a breather because, you know, or has it? Because Gareth's fuel light has come on. That is going to be a bit of a weird situation because he's going to have to pit this next time round. But he's got Nick trying to push on. Nick's trying to seriously escape that BMW. He won't know that Gareth is almost out of fuel. But that is a bit of a strategy gone wrong there, I think, and that's what it's going to be, but I'm not too sure. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen because he's pushing. He's actually pushing onto Nick. He's like 0.1 of a second. Nick locks up a brake. Gareth Morris is almost there. You can just see 0.1. Oh my goodness gracious. The BMW draws alongside that Jaguar, draws a picture. Oh, he's got through. What a move. But that is where Gareth is going to be pushing. He's now almost, he's almost out of fuel though. But is he going to push on? Is that just a glitch, or is that exactly how much fuel? As Nick is a bit under pressure now from Noah in that Chevy Corvette. Corvette gets past the Jaguar with ease, that looks like, as Rasmus jumps into pit lane then. So the Corvette tries to push on away from the Jaguar now. But is this going to be all to the hands you know, Gareth Morris is gonna probably be pushing, but this is what we want to see. This racing is unstoppable. This is where Gareth Morris actually is going to go into pit lane and get some fuel in that BMW M6. You can just see Adam Morgan back up into third, then Samper second, Casper in the lead of the race with a couple of bits of the fuel light on. But this is why the GT Racing, Noah and Nick almost side by side, going out of the centre S then for the 19th time with an hour and 1 minute remaining. This is where it's going to be tooth and nail. Nick goes on the outside. Rasmus is almost joining in this battle as well. Rasmus Omeron, you can just see the Dane almost there. That BMW, Noah gets alongside Nick. Nick gets that Corvette dispatched with ease, but that Corvette is coming back like a vengeance, like a bad smell. It's not going to be a bad smell, but you know, it seems like there's a lot, because Noah is pushing. It seems like it's a schoolyard scrap, because obviously Nick and Noah almost there, with Rasmus chasing them down. Rasmus almost gets into the back of that Corvette. You can just see Noah defending like mad from that BMW. It almost looks like, and we'll have to see where Gareth Morris has rejoined, but we've got an hour to go, and this is where it's going to be very close, because we're not even at the halfway stage yet. But this is where everything is to play for at the moment. Rasmus thereabouts, but he's got Nick goes into pit lane then. Whether that strategy is changed, so that's allowed Noah to still eke out that advantage. Rasmus back into fifth then. Chris Wheatley in sixth then. Scott Dalby seventh. Daniel in eighth then. Lee Fitz in ninth. Craig in 11th. Gareth Morris in 12th then, after pitting for fuel, and that is the danger zone. It seems the top three are going to be pitting this time round, so that's going to allow the likes of Noah, Rasmus, Chris and of course Scott to get thereabouts. But this is where everything is going to be very close. How we can push on for quite some time. But at the moment, Casper in pit lane then. Noah still there. Rasmus thereabouts. So is Samper going to go in pit lane? He's still battling with Adam Morgan at the moment. The two cars that are going to have to pit this time round. Samper's got that Audi R8, but he's got to be careful. Are they going to pit simultaneously? No, Samper stays out. The Aston Martin though, if Adam Morgan goes in, Samper will stay out in that Audi R8. It seems this is fantastic stuff from every single driver this evening. Samper is got to be careful. Where is Casper? Casper's coming out of the centre S though. Where's that pushed him? I still pushed him in second, so when Samper pits this time round, that will push Casper back into lead. Noah in third on his debut. Rasmus fourth then. Chris Wheatley still thereabouts. In fifth place, Scott Dalby sixth. Daniel seventh. Lee Fitzy eighth. Craig Thomas ninth then. Adam Morgan coming out of the centre S. But he's still in pit lane. That is going to hold him up. That is going to hold him. You can just see Craig Thomas there, his teammate in the Aston Martin, still thereabouts. But let's go, let's see where that brings him. Brings him out in 10th place. Gareth Morris 11th, Nick in 12th then. Samper still leading the race though. Casper in second. Noah in third then. Rasmus 2.6 of a second, 2.5. This is where it's going to be very close. We'll see exactly what is going to happen. Rasmus thereabouts. Chris Wheatley there. Oh, Scott Dalby's gone rally crossing. Oh, that's unfortunate. Can we piece that together? Let's have a look what happens. Oh, I just clips that curb. It's that curb again. That curb literally doesn't like these guys pushing too hard. Samper goes into the right into pit lane then, which then gives Casper back the lead. Noah in second, Rasmus third, with Chris Wheatley now fourth, Daniel fifth, Scott back in sixth place then after that mistake. But this is where it's going to go, very tooth and nail. We'll see how well everyone's going to do with around 56 minutes to go. It's going to be very close. Lee Fitzey 7th, Craig Thomas in 8th then, Adam Morgan 9th, with Samper just coming out of pit lane. You can just see the Audi R8 there about. Gareth Morris 10th, Nick in 11th, could be soon 12th because Samper's come out in 10th place then. Just see that Audi R8, he's under threat from Gareth Morris straight away though. This is where it's going to be very close, and this is why these guys like to race. So Gareth Morris versus the Audi then. Samper's still trying to push on, he's on cold tyres. Cold tyres and a heavy fuel load now. Adam Morgan in 9th and Craig Thomas 8th. Lee Fitzey there still in 7th. Scott Dalby still in 6th then, trying to push away. And it looks like at the moment though, Casper versus Noah at the moment. Noah seems to be pushing on quite a bit. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. Casper's still there. Noah second, Rasmus third. It's going to be very close. Daniel in 4th then. This is where it's going to be between these guys. Scott up into 5th then. Lee Fitzey. Has there been a bit of a battle between these two? Or was that because Chris Wheatley jumped into pit lane? That's because Chris Wheatley jumped in pit lane then. So Chris Wheatley in pit lane still there. Nick in 11th. He's going to be pushing away from Chris Wheatley because Chris Wheatley will be getting some fuel, excuse me, no doubt, on board that Ford GT40. So Rasmus there about. Noah second, Rasmus third then, Daniel 4th at the moment. Scott Dalby then still 5th. Maybe the Jaguar may come good towards the end. We will see. We shall see what is going to happen. But it's where it's going to get close and closer. But at the moment, the battle between these guys is going to be very close. We'll see what Scott can do for that Jaguar. It seems the Jaguar trying to push away. Lee Fitzey in the other Jaguar. You can just see the Dragon Jaguar. That's what I'm going to call it. The Dragon Jaguar. It might be something else, but trying to push up to Scott there. He's almost out of fuel though, is Lee Fitzey, so he's going to be pitting this time round. Craig Thomas though, however, 7th place. Adam Morgan in 8th then. Gareth Morris still 9th. Samper 10th. Nick in 11th, trying to push that Luke Reed inspired Janetta liveried Jaguar further up. And then Chris Wheatley in 12th place at the moment then. However, with just under 53 minutes to go then, this is where it's going to be very close because not many battles, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen for this evening. It seems like we've got still a long way to go. Rasmus in 3rd, Noah still there in 2nd. You can just see him going down the rise now. Rasmus in 3rd, followed by Daniel, followed by Scott. Scott's got Lee Fitzey. Lee Fitzey is gonna probably have to push on for a pit stop here. I think he's the next batch, or one of the remaining batches to catch, to get a pit stop. I'm not too sure, but we'll soon find out exactly what's going to happen. So he's got that Jaguar. Yes, he jumps into pit lane, so that's going to allow Craig Thomas, his cousin, to literally get back into 6th place then. just see the Aston Martin pushing on for quite some time, it seems, at the moment then. So that's allowed his cousin to get back into 6th. Adam Morgan 7th, Gareth Morris 8th, Samper in 9th then. Nick is still in 10th, Nick's got up into 10th then. So this is where these guys are going to have to push. Chris Wheatley 11th, and they're putting fuel in that Jaguar. That Jaguar is drinking a lot of fuel tonight. You can just see exactly what's happening. So Casper leads the race then. We'll see if there's any decent battles going on. But you can just see Scott Dalby's Jaguar. However, the Skynet Jaguar, the 33 Max Verstappen numbered Jaguar, pushing on. So trying to push up to Daniel in 4th place at the moment with 51 minutes remaining. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen. There's not many battles galore. But Adam Morgan trying to chase down Craig Thomas. You can just see the 2 Aston Martins almost nose to tail, almost. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen. So you've got Adam Morgan then trying to push on up to Craig Thomas. We'll go on board with the Aston Martin. You can just see Craig Thomas's Aston Martin thereabouts, 4.0 of a second now. Gareth Morris still in 8th, Samper 9th, Nick chasing him down. You can just see the Jaguar now literally trying to chase down that Audi R8. This is where it's going to be very close. So we're not even at the halfway stage as of yet. Samper gets crossed up out of the Senna S though. This is why it's fantastic night of racing, and we knew this was going to be happening. 0. is now 0.9 then between Samper and Nick. Nick's got that Jaguar dialed up as much as he needs. I'm going to try and push on for another place. He's going to try and push on for 9th place from Samper. You can just see the Audi R8 just up the just slightly up the road then from Nick's Jaguar at the moment. Jaguars seems to be pushing. The Jaguars are quite quick, but at the moment it's nothing to match compared to the pace of the BMWs out in 1st and 3rd place at the moment. However, but you can just see Nick's Jaguar trying to push on to Samper's Audi there. You can go on board with the 54 machine trying to push alongside. Samper knows exactly what to be expected, but Nick's got that gap bit up now. He's like, is he going to push it back down? We'll see as we're about to start lap 27th. Daniel goes into pit lane then in that Ford GT, so that will gift them another 8th and 9th place. Scott Dalby as well also into pit lane, so maybe it's where the strategies do happen the most. So Nick's now right onto the back boot lid, however with Samper's Audi just about. You can just see that Jaguar trying. Oh, he gets a bit crossed onto that line, but that's very got a good run out of that curve into this curve. It's got very close. Oh, Samper and Nick gets a bit chopped, but Samper has to concede 7th place from Nick Sargent, and what a fabulous move. Can we try and piece this together? Yes, we can. You can just see Nick getting the good line. He actually had a good run. Oh, just a bit pushed. What Samper just got a bit wide there, but that's allowed Nick to get back in front, and that's an absolute stellar move from the founder of Eldar Racing. We've got Samper chasing him, still chasing him, but it looks like they've actually pushed on quite a bit. 54, I believe, Ruffian inspired Ginetta Jaguar trying to push on. It's almost like calling it a Ginetta, but there's no Ginettas in the game. But you know, Samper's not giving up though. The Audi R8 driver's not giving up chasing the Jaguar. You can just see these two are probably going to have a close battle. This is where it's going to be down to your strategies. It's down to your strategies. It's down to your strategic mind. couldn't even get my words out then. But Samper trying to chase Nick down. You can just see 0.6 of a second. It's gonna be growing. It's not gonna be growing. It's gonna be shrinking again. You can just see how much Samper is pushing that Audi to push back up to that Jaguar. But this is where we go. Lap 28 then of the race. It seems Samper's trying to push fair and square, trying to catch up to Nick. Gareth Morris in 6th, then Adam Morgan 5th. Craig Thomas still there in 4th. Then he's still got Adam Morgan for company in 5th place. Gareth Morris also there. Rasmus 3rd. Noah still in 2nd then, with Casper leading the race. This is why this GT racing is fantastic. It's phenomenal. We'll see exactly what's happening. Samper's almost back towards Nick then. The Jaguar trying to escape from the Audi. You can just see 0.6 of a second from Samper. Samper's pushing that gap and pulling it back in. You can just see exactly with 46 minutes remaining. So we're almost halfway through the race now. This is where it's going to be tooth and nail, because these guys know exactly what's going to happen. So Samper is there about pushing that Jaguar to where he wants it. It seems that Nick's going to be on the money trying to push that Jaguar away from the Audi, but the Audi isn't giving up. You can just see them going through the centre S, trying to push very wide and trying to push exactly astronomical space between them. But it's not going to be like that for long, because Samper will have that Audi dialed up to how he wants it, and it gets a bit onto that curve. That's allowed Samper to try and close back up slowly but surely. But how's this for company? You've got Craig Thomas though, however, pushing away from Adam Morgan. But this battle for 7th place still goes on, and Samper's almost there. He's almost there now. He's 0.4 of a second from Nick. Nick's going to have to defend like mad and try and get rid of that Audi as best as he can. He's got that Jaguar in fast paced, but you can just see how much it means to him. He needs to push on. He wants a decent result. You know, fair play at Le Mans, and I tell you what, he rides them curbs quite aggressively there. But he's got Samper 0.3. Samper's got that Audi. He's got that Audi where he wants it. He's just seeing that Jaguar, thinking, come on mate, you know, I know we're going to have a bit of a battle. We've already had one this evening, let's have another one. Samper's going to try and push on. You know exactly, this Flying Finn pushing. He does a lot of daily races to gear up, lots of manufacturer races as well, does Samper, to try and get his racecraft into gear. Whether that's going to his advantage, it seems to be quite a bit, but it's almost 0.6. It's grown a bit, but it will go to an absolute sensational bit of a battle. But the battle also for 4th between Craig and Adam seems to be 0.7, but the battle for 7th and 8th between Samper and Nick seems to have that Jaguar exactly where he wants it. But then it's like the Audi R8 of Samper, 0.4, 0.5, it grows and then shrinks. But it's this because they're pushing and just putting each other under pressure quite some time. We'll see exactly what will mean with 43 minutes to go in the race remaining, and this is where it's fantastic. Noah jumps into pit lane then, so that's going to be allowing pushing some of the guys that are in good places further up. But Samper's got that Audi dialed where he wants to get past that number 54 sponsored 54 numbered Jaguar, but the Jaguar thinks not of your life, sunshine mate. I want this. I want to try and push on Adam Morgan. No, Craig Thomas actually jumps into pit lane, so Adam Morgan up into 3rd, then Samper still pushing that Audi where he wants it. You can just see Nick's working that Jaguar like magic at the moment. Then we'll go on board, try and go on board looking back. No, we won't. Samper's got 0.3 of a gap to Nick's Jaguar then. You can just see the Audi just about. This is what I like to see in this race. You know, Samper, however, you know, the Finnish driver, he seems to be pushing on. It's like almost around 11 o'clock over in Finland, and it's like, what? This kid is unstoppable. I don't know if he's a kid, but you know, he's actually unstoppable. Samper pushes that Audi all the way. Samper has got Nick almost covered. We'll see what's happened. Noah and of course Chris Wheatley in the battle for 7th and 8th, Daniel in 9th, then Scott Dalby 10th, and Lee Fitzy 11th, and Craig in 12th for the moment. But can we go back to this battle? Yes, we can, because looking at the gap, it's still 0.3 of a second between Nick and, of course, Samper. Samper's got that Audi where he wants it, but Nick's trying to push away from Samper's Audi. It's almost nose to tail between these two. This is exactly why we love to see the racing between every single driver in this division. It looks like Daniel's had a bit of an issue, has it? Or is it not? No, it hasn't. I do apologise, guys. Nick's still holding off from Samper. Samper's thereabouts, though. You can just see that Jaguar. The gap grows and then shrinks. But looking at the battle for 8th and 7th between Noah and, of course, Chris Wheatley. Chris Wheatley thinks about it, it seems. With Noah trying to defend like mad from Chris Wheatley, you can just about see how well it's going to be going on between that Corvette and, of course, the Ford GT at the moment. Samper's got that Audi. He's almost close to Nick again this time round, though. Lap 32 with under 40 minutes to go in this race. This is where it's going to be very close. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen with the likes of Nick's got to pit, though. He's almost out of fuel. Samper's going to be pushing on. Nick jumps into pit lane then. So that battle prematurely comes to an end. But hopefully it would be another quick battle going into a lot of things. So Noah's still holding on. Chris Wheatley at the moment. That gap's come down to 0.2 of a second. Chris Wheatley's on fire. He's trying to get past Noah. You can just see it. The camera doesn't go there quick enough, but Chris Wheatley, he's almost on the boot lid of that Corvette. You can just see the orange and black Corvette racing like a machine. It's going to be very close. 39 minutes to go in this race. Chris Wheatley, he's going to get it. Gets past Noah with ease, but Noah's not giving up. Noah's never going to give up. He's not going to give up. This guy is unstoppable. He's in his third Eldar Sim racing event, and he's chasing down Chris Wheatley for 5th place at the moment. Then, however, Rasmus still there in 2nd. Casper still leading the race then. So the Danes, it's a 1-2 for the Danes at the moment. Samper still 4th. However, Chris Wheatley trying to push away from Noah. Noah gets that Corvette slowly but surely back up to Chris Wheatley's back bumper. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But Noah there in 6th place then, with 38 minutes to go on the clock. It seems, you know, time would be pushing, but these guys are unstoppable from what I am seeing this evening. It is absolutely been close. Daniel in 7th, Scott Dalby 8th then, trying to push after Daniel. You can just see Craig and Lee Fitzy, the cousins, are having a bit of a battle. This is where it's going to get close. Lee Fitzy thinks about it, takes Craig to the cleaners almost. Craig's washing is almost out on the line because Lee Fitzy gets past him. Oh my goodness gracious, yes! But Craig's almost on the attack. The Jaguar versus the Aston Martin. Oh my goodness, the cousins. I hope you don't make contact, guys. It's a family affair. For 9th and 10th at the moment. Craig's going on that outside. Is he going to get it? He gets a bit cross. No, but Lee Fitzy has to concede 9th place to his cousin at the moment then. Oh my goodness. With 37 minutes to go, this has been unstoppable. We'll see exactly what's going on between them two in a moment, but Noah and Chris Wheatley, the gap's gone back up again. So that's allowing us to concentrate on the likes of Lee Fitzy and Craig Thomas, the two cousins. Oh my goodness, these guys never fail to amaze me. It's been unstoppable this evening. The battles have been where we want them. The battles have been red hot. They've been... Oh, there's a yellow flag. Oh, Daniel spun. Oh, that's unfortunate for Daniel. What has happened here? I bet it's that curb again, catching them all out. Yes, it is. It's that curb catching them out, and then obviously he runs onto track, which has ended up dropping him. Oh, that's unfortunate for the German, but hopefully he will catch up. He's catching Lee Fitzy at great speed, and not Gareth Morris is also there. And Nick currently in 12th then. Poor old Nick's not having some good luck at the moment. But he can take on for a good battle with Samper. I'll take that for a battle of the night. But Chris Wheatley, oh, he's got in front of Noah. I think we knew that was going to happen, but Noah's getting back up close and personal to that Ford GT. You can just see Chris Wheatley pushing it quite a bit now. This is where it's going to be a very interesting battle between these guys. Noah's also there. This is what we are going to see for quite some time. Noah's got that Corvette chasing that Ford GT. Scott in 7th and Craig in 8th. Lee Fitzy is currently under threat, is he? Or is it just my reckoning? Gareth Morris, however, is catching these two up. Oh, Lee Fitzy gets a bit crossed up. Let's allow Daniel to get past. Or is it... Oh, this is going to be close. This is going to be close between Gareth Morris. Oh, Daniel's lost it. Literally gets taps Gareth Morris though. However, it doesn't actually tap him, but literally just puts him where he wants to be. Daniel side by side with Lee Fitzy, almost down the start-finish line. This is going to be close. Samper back up into 3rd then. Lee Fitzy trying to chase after Gareth Morris. You know, Daniel there still in 10th then. The BMW versus the Jaguar versus the Ford GT40. Noah and Chris Wheatley, their battle still raging for a bit. But however, this is fantastic for 8th, 9th and 10th, because Gareth versus Lee versus Daniel at the moment. What on earth have we seen Lee Fitzy though? Oh my goodness, has he got a problem? Because Daniel's took right behind him. Well, he's took right behind Daniel though. Adam Morgan though, chasing these guys. Adam Morgan's on a charge this evening. With 33, just come up to 33 minutes to go on the clock. This is outrageous. Daniel still in 9th then from Lee Fitzy. Gareth Morris in 8th then. Craig in 7th. Scott 6th. Noah's got alongside Chris Wheatley. This could be for 4th. What a move! What a move on Chris Wheatley. Noah gets that 4th place. Oh my goodness. Chris Wheatley has conceded 4th place to someone that is making his debut in the series. Chris Wheatley is not going to like that. He will be pushing on. Runs a bit wide though onto the AstroTurf. Craig in 7th, Gareth Morris still 8th. Daniel getting a bit sideways with Adam Morgan now chasing him down. Can we see what happened? Lee Fitzy though. Lee Fitzy gets just passed by Adam Morgan, does he? Going into the centre S for the 37th time, yes. But Adam Morgan is all over the back of Daniel. The Ford GT40 has the Aston Martin almost on his gearbox. Almost, he needs to make his trainers work before he can run. But Adam Morgan, oh, there's a bit of contact between the pair of them. Oh, I thought that was going to end in tears between the pair of them. That has cost Adam Morgan a bit of time then. But Chris Wheatley has not given up. He's chasing Noah. He's chasing Noah fourth place at the moment then. This is unstoppable. This is heart in the mouth moments, probably. Noah's still in fourth then with Chris Wheatley. Toyota Yaris champion of Eldar Sim trying to chase down someone who's on his debut in GT racing at the moment. Noah's still there. Noah Wright is actually on course for a good result. Bear in mind his strategy. Sampa's still there in third. Rasmus and Casper first and second and first. This is where it's going to be very close. We'll see exactly what's happening. Gareth Morris, Daniel. Where is Daniel? Oh, he's cut the centre S. Oh my goodness. Adam Morgan gets that ninth place then. Daniel with that 5-10 penalty after cutting the centre S off. What a shame. He will be livid. Lee Fitzy there in 11th and Nick in 12th. With 31 minutes to go in this race. But I tell you what, guys, what an absolute astounding night of racing. If you just joined, this has been fantastic. Noah gets that Corvette a bit crossed up. He's got Lee Fitzy chasing him. Oh my goodness. What are we going to see here with half an hour to go in this race? With half an hour to go. Lee Fitzy is currently... Oh, Scott Dalby's under threat from Craig Thomas. Lee Fitzy's 11th, I believe. But Scott is under pressure from Craig Thomas at the moment. We thought Scott was going to do very good here, but Craig Thomas is alongside that Jaguar. Oh my goodness. Craig gets past the Jaguar, but Scott's going to think about it, going into the centre S for the 39th time. Oh my goodness. Oh, what a move by Craig. Scott settles for 7th at the moment. Gareth Morris in 8th. You can just see that gap between Scott and, of course, Craig at the moment. Adam Morgan there. Daniel 10th. Nick in 11th. Lee Fitzy 12th. Oh, my goodness. The two Jaguars nearly touch. Excuse me. So Lee Fitzy trying to push on from Nick Sargent. Well, trying to push to Nick, should I say. But he's dropped a bit of ground now, 0.5 of a second. See exactly what's happening. Noah and Chris Wheatley, though, still battling. Craig and, of course, Scott still battling. That's going to allow Gareth Morris to get there. But Rasmus goes into pit lane then. That's probably going to allow Sampa to take second. Noah's still there in 4th. Chris Wheatley in 5th then. Craig Thomas, however, in 6th. Scott Dalby 7th. Gareth Morris chasing these two down. He's hunting them down like a pack of wolves. That's what he's doing. Oh my goodness gracious. This has been fantastic battles. 28 minutes to go before the checker flag drops here at Interlargos for round number 3 with a Go Fudge Yourself GR3 Endurance Tier 1. But what have we seen tonight? This has been an absolute astounding racing. Daniel there. Nick currently 10th, is he? It's looking likely he's going to be 11th because Rasmus has jumped there. So Rasmus has jumped in front of this battle between... Well, Adam Morgan's chased him by the looks of it. Scott, and of course Scott's under pressure from Gareth Morris though. However, the Jaguar versus the BMW, so the BMW getting alongside that, well, getting towards that Jaguar. It seems Rasmus in 8th, then Adam Morgan 9th, Daniel 10th, Nick in 11th, Lee Fitzy's Jaguar in 12th. But this is why we love this racing. It is outstanding. Looking at what's going to happen. Rasmus there, still in 8th place then. Adam Morgan's Aston Martin gets a bit crossed up though. You just see the green and black and red. Excuse me, Aston Martin, and I believe it's also yellow. They're about Samper now in pit lane then. Gareth Morris and Scott, however, for 4th and 5th, Chris Wheatley and Samper in pit lane. Gareth Morris goes for that move into the centre S. Oh yes, he's got it done. Unfortunately, Scott has to concede 5th place, but this is why we love this racing. Gareth Morris though, he gets a bit sideways. Oh, providing great entertainment this evening. Noah gets into 2nd then. He'll have to do another pit stop though. Casper Brotner, this guy, the Dane, unstoppable at the moment. Probably going to take another victory. He's staying up for another lap though. Noah in 2nd with Craig Thomas hot on his heels now. Gareth Morris and of course Scott Dalby. These guys are beyond excuse me, unstoppable. Gareth Morris though, however, trying to push on Rasmus and Adam Morgan. Adam Morgan gets past Rasmus. Rasmus still there. The BMW driver trying to push on from that Aston Martin. Trying to push way up to that Aston Martin, should I say. Daniel in 8th with Nick Sargent right behind. The Jaguar versus the GT40. There's quite a few battles now going on with 25.5 minutes to go. Oh, Daniel gets a bit crossed up. That's allowed Nick alongside. Oh, Daniel's got to be careful. Jaguar is quite quick. It just shows how nimble that GT is, that Ford GT. Oh, Daniel goes, whoa, he's gone for a wild ride out of that turn. He's got a 5-10 penalty. At the same time, that's allowing Nick to get back into 8th place then. Oh, what a shame for Daniel. He's going to be livid with that, but he's going to go into pit lane anyway. Rasmus still there in 7th, Scott Dalby 5th, Gareth Morris 4th. Craig Thomas though, however, catching up to Noah slightly but surely. This is where the battles are probably going to be now raging, because they know it's towards the latter. It's going to be very quick. Let's have a look at what we think is going to happen. But guys, if you just joined, welcome to the stream. It is fantastic. Noah still there in 2nd. Casper goes into pit lane this time round. We're 24, just coming up to 24 minutes to go in this race. What an absolute astounding race it has been. Craig Thomas 3rd, Gareth Morris 4th, Scott Dalby 5th. They are going to be topping up that BMW to the brim, no doubt. This is why I love this league. Noah's still in 2nd. Craig under threat from Gareth Morris. These two are best mates. Craig's going to have to pit though this time round. Or is he staying out for another lap? He stays out for another lap. That is absolutely fantastic stuff from the Welshman. With Noah trying to push on. Looks like Scott's going into pit lane, but Casper gets that overlap from Noah at the moment then. Absolutely fantastic from the Danish driver. Noah still in 2nd and Craig 3rd, Gareth Morris 4th, Adam Morgan 5th, Rasmus in 6th and Nick in 7th. Now Scott Dalby 8th, Samper 9th, could be soon 8th. Chris Wheatley thereabouts, Daniel 11th and Lee Fitzy 12th at the moment. But 23 minutes to go on the clock. This is where it's going to be close between everyone, and this is why the racing has been phenomenal, and it has been close as you like. Noah getting chased, but Gareth Morris and of course Craig Thomas, these two are best mates. Craig gets a bit sideways. That's allowed Gareth to get alongside in that BMW, but Craig's not giving up. He's going to say, mate, you wanna battle? Oh no, what's happened to Noah? He's dropped down to 4th. Oh, that's unfortunate. Corvette driver down into 4th then. That's a bit unfortunate for the Corvette driver. But that's probably going to allow Gareth Morris and of course Craig's going to have to seriously go in pit lane now. Yes, he has. Noah in 3rd, will be in 3rd, then Gareth Morris 2nd, Adam Morgan will take fourth from Rasmus. Nick will come into sixth, maybe. Yes, he will. He's Craig's into pit lane. 22 minutes to go then. Samper thereabouts. Chris Wheatley. Scott doing a bit disappointed this evening, but I'm sure he will push on. He's still a very established racer. Daniel 11th and Lee Fitzy in 12th at the moment. Casper, however, timed that pit stop to perfection. Gareth Morris in second, Noah third, Adam Morgan fourth, Rasmus fifth, Nick still in sixth then, doing a stellar job at the moment, that Jaguar. Samper 7.8 of a second, 7.7, 16.5 though from Samper to Nick, but that's how much the gap could be. It seems a lot of pressure. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. So Chris Wheatley there still pushing on. Craig Thomas in 9th place, Scott still in 10th, Daniel 11th and Lee Fitzy in 12th then. Seems with 21 minutes on the clock still remaining. Casper takes another lap. Gareth Morris however has the fastest lap with 1:30.5. This is absolutely astounding stuff. Gareth Morris will have to pit this time round though, because he is slowly running out of fuel. Noah into pit lane then. That will allow Adam Morgan into third, Rasmus in fourth then at the moment, Nick in fifth, with Samper coming through that final couple of turns. In seventh, could be sixth. So Noah is in pit lane. Chris Wheatley, Craig Thomas, Scott Dalby, Lee Fitzy and Daniel. Have they had a bit of a battle? Is Daniel having a bit of a... Oh, Daniel's gone. Daniel's had an electrical issue in that Ford GT. With 20 minutes to go. Oh, that is unfortunate. Casper in first then. Gareth Morris in second. Soon could be. Soon will be. Third maybe, it depends on where it drops him down. But Adam Morgan then however in third then. Gareth Morris still in second, has to pit this time round though, otherwise his fuel tank will technically be on fumes and they'll probably outsmell them. But Rasmus still in fourth then, Nick fifth. Nick's probably going to have to pit this time round. 19 minutes to go. Samper 6th, Chris Wheatley 7th, Craig 8th, Noah in, looks like Noah in 9th then. Adam Morgan goes into pit lane as well with just under 19 minutes to go. This is what is going to happen, because all these guys playing a strategy and a splash and dash to the end is yet to be seen. But this is where the guys are going to be unstoppable. Gareth Morris though, however, this guy, he's unstoppable, but the fuel is there. You can just see the red line almost there now. The fuel seems to be fumes. Rasmus in third then, Samper 4th, Chris Wheatley 5th, but it's not, because Adam Morgan 6th. What on earth? Adam Morgan 6th with Craig Thomas right behind him in 7th. This is crazy stuff with 18 minutes to go. Chris Wheatley just there in 5th place. Craig Thomas 7th chasing after Adam Morgan. The 2 Welshmen, the 3 Welshmen should I say, if you include Chris Wheatley in 5th place at the moment. Samper 4th. Rasmus will be going as Gareth Morris jumps into pit lane. So Rasmus will jump up into 2nd. Samper will probably jump into 4th. Maybe, well, 3rd rather, depending on certain circumstances. Chris Wheatley holding off Adam Morgan. Adam Morgan under threat from the likes of Craig Thomas there. Noah in 8th, then Scott Dalby 9th, Nick in 10th though. However, what a stellar drive from Nick this evening. Lee Fitzy 11th, but this is where it's going to be very close, because Casper from Rasmus, followed by Samper. Chris Wheatley, he's got Adam Morgan right all over the back of that Ford GT, but Adam's got to be careful because he's got Craig Thomas right behind him. So the three Welshmen battling for roughly make that 4 Welshmen, because Gareth Morris comes back out in 4th place. What a stellar pit stop from the Beamer World BMW team. Chris Wheatley there, Adam Morgan and Craig Thomas. We need to watch this battle now between the 4 of them, because this is going to be scary stuff. 16 minutes and 20 seconds winding on the clock now towards the latter half of the race, it seems. Gareth Morris on cold tyres. Chris Wheatley there, he's got Adam Morgan and of course Craig Thomas. Oh my goodness. Adam Morgan tries to get Chris Wheatley. Chris Wheatley's under threat though from Adam Morgan. Adam Morgan's under threat from Craig Thomas. The 3 Welsh musketeers. Don't worry about Gareth Morris, he's escaped up the road now. He's decided, you guys squabble amongst yourselves, I'm not going to be part of your trio. But it looks like at the moment Chris Wheatley then under threat from Adam Morgan. Adam Morgan trying to get that Aston Martin alongside the Ford GT40. Craig Thomas is also joining this battle. Oh my goodness, Chris Wheatley still holds on. Oh, that's very close between the 3 of them, Adam Morgan and of course Craig Thomas. This is why we love this racing. This is fantastic stuff between the pair of them, between the 3 of them, because Chris Wheatley, think about it, 0.3 of a second. Adam Morgan thinks about it. There's a bit of contact between the 3. Oh my goodness, and Craig Thomas is the advantaged. Craig Thomas takes the advantage and takes 5th place in the advantage. Oh my goodness. Oh, Chris Wheatley, is he struggling now? He's conceded to Adam Morgan. The Welsh guys are having a bit of a wrestling match out on track, maybe deciding who's better. But it looks like at the moment now, Adam Morgan in 6th place, then Craig Thomas 5th. Noah's lurking in the background. He's probably thinking, you guys just squabble about yourselves, I will pick you off one by one. But Craig Thomas, Chris Wheatley, well, Craig Thomas, Adam Morgan and Chris Wheatley, this has been insane. These guys have been racing for near enough quite some time now. 14 minutes to go on the clock. This is going to be thereabouts. Gareth Morris 4th then. He's actually clear of these guys, the trio. But this is close because Noah is actually also gaining up to Chris Wheatley. The Corvette trying to not drink all its fuel between the GT40 and Chris Wheatley at the moment. Chris Wheatley breaks Adam Morgan chasing after Craig Thomas. There could be a couple of battles galore towards the end. This is going to be close. This is absolutely on fire. Adam Morgan on fire, trying to chase after Craig Thomas. Craig Thomas knows exactly what to do to defend. Adam Morgan is almost there. They're going to wind each other up. Noah trying to chase after Chris Wheatley. This is unstoppable. 13 minutes on the clock. Oh my goodness gracious. Craig Thomas and Adam Morgan, the 2 Aston Martin drivers, almost nose to tail. This is going to be fantastic between the pair of them. Chris Wheatley trying to get away from Noah, but Adam Morgan tries to get up to Craig Thomas's back bumper as best as he can. Trying to push that yellow and black, green and black and red Aston Martin alongside. This is why it's going to be fantastic to see what is going to happen. Craig's almost defending like mad. Chris Wheatley also doing exactly the same to Noah. But Craig Thomas under threat from Adam Morgan will go on board with the Aston Martin driver. You could just see, oh, I do apologise, whatever happened. And then I tried to look sideways and just flicked it the wrong way. But Adam Morgan gets past Craig Thomas there. That was absolutely unstoppable. It was crazy stuff. Adam Morgan gets back in front of Craig Thomas. Craig Thomas nowhere gets in front of Chris Wheatley. This is fantastic stuff. 12 minutes to go in this race. We're on lap 50. This is close and unstoppable. Nowhere there. Still about Scott Dalby 9th. Nick in 10th then. Lee Fitzy 11th. Casper still leading the race then. Still got 11 minutes to go. Rasmus in 2nd. Sampa 3rd. It's good showing from Sampa this evening, the Audi R8 driver, but he's got Gareth Morris hot on his heels. 1.4 of a second, no. Oh my goodness. Adam Morgan also trying to catch up to this group. Craig Thomas trying to do exactly the same. Noah there. Noah gets it a bit breaks late, but you know, he's on course for a good result. Chris Wheatley 8th. Scott Dalby 9th. Nick in 10th and Lee Fitzy 11th at the moment. Casper still leading the race. Casper's still leading from Rasmus, from Sampa, from Gareth Morris. Gareth Morris though has that Audi in his sights. 11 minutes to go. Oh my goodness. This is going to be close. If you think about what's going on, the Scandinavians 1, 2, 3 at the moment though. Gareth Morris though trying to chase after. Sampa. Craig Thomas is putting Adam Morgan under threat. You can just see the 69 Aston Martin. It's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen between these two. These two are nose to tail. It seems the Aston Martin seem to be working as a team. It seems Noah's got that 7th place now. But at the moment, Gareth Morris is putting Sampa under pressure. He's going to spoil the symmetry of Scandinavians. He's 0.3 of a second from the Audi now. Gareth Morris tried to put that Audi under threat. The Beamer will. BMW trying to lure that Audi into a mistake. Trying to catch him like a fish on a fishing stick. I mean a fishing rod. But Sampa's not giving up, defending like mad from Gareth Morris. Gareth Morris will have that BMW past the Audi if Sampa makes a mistake. But oh my goodness, Sampa, come on, need to escape from Gareth Morris. Gareth Morris goes on that outside line. He gets the move done before the Senna S. It's not the Schumacher S, the Senna S. Gareth Morris spoils that Scandinavian symmetry. However, Adam Morgan and Craig Thomas with 9 minutes to go in this race, 5th and 6th, the two Welshmen, the two Welsh guys in the Aston Martins, they are unstoppable, the pair of them. 0.3 is the gap. Oh my craziness. This is fantastic. Battles galore. Craig Thomas trying to push up to Adam Morgan. No, Adam Morgan. No, it's not British Touring Car Store. It is the Welsh namesake. He's pushing, trying to push away from Craig. Craig's trying to get that the other Aston Martin past the other. So hard. Oh no, it runs a bit wide. That's like Chris Wheatley. He's gaining on this group. He's gaining on the group though. 8 minutes, just under 8.5 minutes. Oh, this is gonna be wild. This is almost tooth and nail, guys. This is almost what is going to happen. You can just see Craig Thomas trying to catch up to Adam Morgan. Noah escaping from Chris Wheatley. You can just about see Sampa's unfortunately 1.9 of a second now from Craig Thomas with 8 minutes to go. Not Craig Thomas, Gareth Morris with 8 minutes to go. Adam Morgan then trying to escape from Craig Thomas. We'll see exactly what's going to happen for some time. It looks like we've got a bit of a craziness. Scott and of course Nick 8th and 9th and 10th. Lee Fitzy's still in 11th, so the Jaguars 9th and 10th. 9th, 10th and 11th for the moment. 7.5 minutes to go. Sampa 4th. Adam Morgan still there. 0.9 from Craig Thomas though. 1.5 from Noah at the moment, from up to Craig. But Chris Wheatley's also there. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Adam Morgan then, however, still trying to push away from Craig Thomas. This is going to be down to the last 7 minutes to go. This is going to be holding on to your hat and holding on to your breath, because you don't want to miss the last 7 minutes of the race. It is going to be close as you think. Adam Morgan there, still there. Noah trying to catch, but Chris Wheatley's trying to catch him as well. The Corvette trying to get away from that Ford GT. You can see the Ford GT following every single move of Noah. Noah seems to be pushing on. But I tell you what have we seen tonight? This has been fantastic stuff from Tier 1. I tell you what, I can't believe how well things have gone this evening. It is unstoppable. Gareth Morris now in third, then Rasmus still in second. Casper putting a lap on Lee Fitzy with 6 minutes to go in this race. This is going to be unreal. Casper is going to take another victory. Rasmus in second, Gareth Morris third, Samper fourth, then Adam Morgan fifth, Craig in sixth, then Noah in seventh. Chris Wheatley is 1.5 a second now from Noah. Oh my goodness. Scott in ninth, then Nick in 10th, and Lee Fitzy in 11th with 5 minutes and 40 seconds. This is where it's going to be close. I can't believe what is happening. But this is going to be thereabouts now. The guys are going to be pushing right towards the end. Adam Morgan is chasing down Samper, 1.8 of a second. He's got 2.2 of a gap now from Craig. This is unstoppable. What is happening in this latter half of the race? Noah thereabouts, 1.5, 1.8 from Chris Wheatley though. This is absolutely astounding. 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes to go in this race. This is going to be close. Samper is almost... Oh, I feel hot. I feel a bit sorry for Samper, because Adam Morgan is chasing him. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. Casper there, still pushing on. He's going to be pushing on to lap 56. However, Rasmus in second, Gareth Morris third, Samper in fourth, under threat from Adam Morgan. No, Adam Morgan is going to get that Aston Martin catched up to the Audi R8. You could just see exactly how well this is going to go. You believe you me. Believe you me though. Samper is going to lose fourth place though, I think, before time is up with 4 minutes to go. Adam Morgan has that Audi R8 in his sights now. You can just about see it. This is unstoppable. It is going to be very crazy to see exactly what's going to happen. But I tell you what, Casper, however, with just near enough 4 minutes to go, Gareth Morris there, the BMWs are going to get a 1, 2, 3, but Samper is under threat from Adam Morgan. Yes, that is right, Adam Morgan, not touring car star, but the Welsh namesake, putting Samper under considerable amount of pressure. The Audi has got to defend from the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin draws alongside. He's drawing a picture as he goes down the start-finish line. Gets tucked into Samper, but Samper gets back into that draft. 3 minutes to go in this race. This is going to be the longest 3 minutes of people's lives. You know, it's going to be very close. Craig in 6th, then Chris Wheatley and Noah 7th and 8th now. Scott in 9th, then Nick in 10th, and Gareth Lee Fitzy then in 11th at the moment. Probably not been a happy night for Lee in that Jaguar. But about to start probably what will be the final lap now is Casper Calderon, or Casper Brockner, however you want to be pronounced, my friend. He's going to be pushing on. He's got 2.5 minutes though, but this could be the final lap, because by the time he gets round it may be checkered flag time. But Gareth Morris and Rasmus second and third respectively. Adam Morgan 4th, Samper 5th then. Craig Thomas then has to settle for 6th this evening. Now we're back in front of Chris Wheatley, but he's got a 5/10 penalty. That's gonna hurt him. Chris Wheatley also with a 4/10 penalty. So they're both of them with penalties. With 2 minutes to go. That's going to hurt. Scott Dalby being chased by Nick. Now Nick's got that luminous green and black and white Jaguar in his sights. This is fantastic stuff from each and every driver this evening. It is going to be unstoppable. Lee Fitzy then, however. So Casper with 1 minute and 31 seconds to go in this race. He could actually do another lap. Rasmus 2nd, Gareth Morris 3rd, Adam Morgan 4th, Samper 5th, Craig Thomas 6th, Noah in 7th, Chris Wheatley 8th, Scott Dalby, oh, Nick's getting up to him. With 1 minute to go in this race, this is unstoppable. But I'll tell you what, this is going to be very close. But Scott's going to catch up to Nick. It's going to be very close. Nick's going to catch up to Scott here. You can just see Scott's almost out of fuel. 35 seconds on the clock. This is going to be tooth and nail. Casper on his final lap though with Rasmus there. Gareth Morris almost out of fuel as well. Samper 5th. Craig in 8th. Craig in 6th rather than not 8th. Nearly lost my mind then. Noah in 7th. Chris Wheatley in 8th. Scott and Nick. Oh, Nick's going to get him. Nick's almost got the other Jaguar. Yes, he has. What a move. And I'll tell you what, these two will be the first to... So Noah and Chris Wheatley will be the first to finish. Nick will take 9th from Scott Dalby in 10th. Lee Fitzy in 11th. But however, Casper is going to take another astounding victory in the Eldar Sim GR3s in Tier 1. And I'll tell you what, the BMWs are unstoppable here at Interlargos. This has been a fantastic battle. And I'll tell you what, Casper will take another victory. And I'll tell you what, fair play to him. Rasmus in 2nd, so it's a Danish 1-2. And I tell you what it could have been, a Scandinavian 1-2-3 if Samper hadn't been caught by Gareth Morris and of course Adam Morgan in the latter half of the race. But I tell you what, Rasmus will come through. He's flashing the lights already, thinking, well, a well-deserved 2nd place, that will do him. That will put him on course for what looks like an absolute astounding. He flashes the lights there, comes home in 2nd. Gareth Morris then in the other BMW in 3rd place. This is where it's going to be very close. He puts the wipers on, comes home in 3rd. It's not raining mate, but Adam Morgan 4th then after a long fought battle with Samper and of course Craig Thomas. Samper 5th. He will be astounded with that. Craig Thomas in 6th. And I tell you what, Lee Fitzy finished 11th. Oh my goodness, my voice is well and truly disappeared. But Casper takes another victory, pole position, as well as a clean race. But this is where it's going to happen. But we'll quickly go through the race results.